Alright, so Eren beat stage 3 of the bird. It did happen. And I did do this because I got harassed in the comments for a little while with Transformation Eren. And I've already done Eren in PvP multiple times. So yeah, let's do it on the bird. It's already been done before. So I was like, I should give it a try. And I did try it like 3 times yesterday. I was getting like terrible rules. So did once today, and I got decent one. So I was like, okay, that's the one. I'm going with it. And it wasn't that hard, but you know, obviously not because of Eren specifically, mostly because Meliodas, Megalda, and Matrona are legitimately broken for the stage. They carried so hard. But Eren wasn't that much of a pushover. I don't have you argue for Eren. I didn't bother. But I did 90 SA6 him, so if you can give it a like for that. I did 90 SA6 Eren for this. He wasn't that much of a pushover, you know. When he's transformed, it's not that bad. His Amplify is pretty decent. You're gonna be getting some Matrona buffs from it. Oh, sorry, not Matrona. Megalda buffs from it, because when Eren transforms, he full heals, right? So that's a buff on itself by Megalda. And then he gives himself a bunch of buffs, right? And then, because he's gonna be giving himself a lot of HP buffs, he ends up healing quite a decent amount passively, or healing a lot from Megalda's own healing card. So you end up, you know, recovering health pretty easily. You end up giving this amount of buffs for him. So, you know, his Amplify card is pretty decent. I do believe in one moment I do use his remove ultimate gauge card for good. You know, I do actually end up getting a good use out of it. So I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna say it was the best of choices, but hey, it's Eren, a character, you know, that has been bad since launch. And using him to beat the hardest activity in the game is just pretty funny. You can see, you know, he got like a decent amount of buffs on top of him right here, right? So his Amplify cards do end up hitting pretty hard. So I use his Amplify cards here. And you can see, you know, that, listen, no UR gear, SSR attack defense gear, it's goddamn Eren, alright? So to expect him to even do some decent damage, it's pretty funny. It is pretty funny. But, you know, I wouldn't really recommend it. I think, you know, just seeing, you know, Eren is basically Red Ascanor, right? Transformed Eren is basically Red Ascanor. He has the same cards as Red Ascanor and the same ultimate as Red Ascanor. I'm pretty sure. I think they have the same ultimate. I'm actually going to check right now. But he's basically like a glorified Red Ascanor. So I'm pretty sure this can also easily be done, right? It's 1260, the Ascanor ultimate, I'm just checking. This can easily also be done with Red Ascanor as well. It is the same ultimate, yeah, it's the same thing. It's the same character. I remember when Eren came out, it was like, oh, this Transformed Eren's basically the one. Oh, no, sorry, not the one. It's basically Red Ascanor, but a little bit stronger because he's going to be giving himself the buffs, right? It's unfortunate that on PvP you barely can get to transform into Eren, or else it would actually be not that terrible. Because his untransformed form is horrible. It's actually terrible. And I think his transform state wouldn't be broken or anything these days. It would just be pretty decent, you know? I could have gone for the kill here, but I was a little bit scared that it wouldn't kill and I wouldn't have any cards to damage the following turn. But I could have easily actually killed that right there level 1 card for Meliodas. Because you see all the buffs on Meliodas. Meliodas plus Megalda is just something else, isn't it? It's just simply something else. But I went for it here instead. It's just simply something else. But yeah, Eren untransformed is a joke, right? The unit is so bad. It's so terrible. But transform is not that bad. So again, Red Ascanor might not be that bad. You got the take off ultimate gauge card. And you know, with a lot of times here with Eren, there were a lot of times where like I had cards for him, but he wasn't transformed. So I was like, oh man, I wish he was transformed. And when he was transformed, because I had to use the cards to get the ultimate gauge, to get the ultimate to transform, they didn't have that many cards for him. So, but the transformation lasts a pretty decent amount of time, you know? The transformation lasts, what, 5 turns? I'm actually checking here. Yeah, it lasts for 5 turns. Unfortunately, the debuff that he would apply when ulting, because if you've never seen EREN, because maybe you're newer to the game, EREN's ultimate is he transforms into a Titan, right? He increases attack, defense, and HP related stats by 10%, then decreases attack related stats of all enemies by 30% for 1 turn. The increase on his own stats goes up to 35% at 6/6, which mine is. So he gets actually pretty strong when he transforms. And it was a big thing, right? Like when EREN came out, he was the first transformation character in the game. And we're like, man, this is going to be like a crazy meta of transformation characters, right? But he sucked because the transformation was just not very consistent. You had to ult, which at the time, we already had like Lost Vein Meliodas in the game, right? I'm pretty sure, like, I don't remember the timeline exactly. I'm pretty sure, I'm actually checking. Lost Vein was already a thing, I'm pretty sure. So it was like, yeah, you can use EREN and, you know, rely on ult to transform, or you can use Lost Vein Meliodas and ult and win the game instantly. You know, it's like, there's like so many extra steps to EREN being good, which really hindered, it hindered transformation units in general, I feel like, because we only had, after EREN, we had one Camilla, which transforms, which is very similar, you know, her ultimate doesn't do anything other than actually transforming and giving her, wait, I haven't checked Camilla in a while. Does she even get a buff from transforming? I know she full heals, just like EREN. Does she even get a buff? She does get, no, she doesn't get a buff from transforming. She just changes cards, yeah. So transformation characters, I guess they were very scared of making them too strong when they transform, but it would have been really cool, you know, if the transformation characters became like stupid OP after transforming, you know, and I think it would make sense. It's very difficult to just ult once and then have to use their cards, because here, right, I transform with EREN, but I have no cards in hand because I had to use the cards to get the ultimate gauge to be able to transform in the first place. So it's a bit of a stop on the transformation characters there. They never released a transformation character again. They never released another Camilla again. You know? It should just, because, you know, the transformation characters, they're the same character. The stats don't change. With EREN, of course, you got the buffs, which could be removed, by the way. But he got the buffs, right? It does happen, by the way. Here on the bird, he gets his stats removed a few times, actually, when I was doing it. You know, the actual stats don't change, so it really relies on the transformation being really good for it to actually matter. And both of these transformations were decent. I think EREN much better than Camilla. Camilla's passive, when transformed, was good. Increases allies' attack by 20% just in general. But it's just not good enough, you know? It just never was good enough. I think in the future, man, if they release transformation characters, they could make them good. And, you know, with Attack on Titan, doing collabs with games, you know, if you play Warzone, I play Warzone every day, basically. They're gonna release, it's already been confirmed, a bundle for the game where a character has Levi's outfit. It's to promote the new season of Attack on Titan, right? It's coming out. They might re-release the collab for 7 Deadly Sins. They might. That's the thing. There could be an AOT collab. Maybe not, you know, as soon as the season comes out, but it could be. And, you know, just like KOF, when the KOF characters came back, they got holy relics, you know? And we could see a similar situation where we can see the same thing, right? The KOF characters got holy relics, and they were very simple, very easy to get, very, very easy to get. And, you know, a holy relic for Mikasa, Levi, EREN could be huge. They could be actually becoming decent characters, you know, because even Kyo, like, the KOF characters were getting pretty old, you know? But the Kyo Holy Relic, I think Kyo was like the biggest one. Kyo's Holy Relic instantly made him meta. It was like the buff itself from the Holy Relic is not that significant. You wouldn't think so, because it's just like, okay, one character gets 2 extra ignites, what's the big deal? But he got so much CC from it, and just having a little bit of a buff was enough that Kyo just instantly became meta, which I think, I don't think the AOT characters become meta necessarily, but they definitely would become better. And I think EREN, if he gets a Holy Relic that would help him get his transformation going, it wouldn't be the worst, And if Mikasa can get like a Holy Relic that gets her passive going a little bit better as well, I don't know, like something like that. I think that these AOT characters, if the banner comes back, we could also get, more characters. Like we could get we could get bro, I haven't watched it in so long. I'm terrible with names. I'm terrible with names in every single, I'm terrible with real life names. So I'm terrible with anime names as well. The guy that has Jotaro's voice actor, god damn it, AOT characters. I'm googling. The guy, Erwin, he has Jotaro's voice actor. Erwin, that's how I remembered him. We could get Erwin, he's a really cool character, he has a really cool moment. We get Armin, Annie. That's it, basically. I don't think any other characters. Because we only got 2 characters, right? With the comeback of the KOF, we could get more than 2. But if there's 2 characters I would want, is definitely be Erwin and maybe Armin. But definitely Erwin, because he has Jotaro's voice actor. So it would be like, we have Dro, who has Jotaro's voice actor already. Then we get Erwin. Isn't there another character in the game that has Jotaro's voice actor? Wait, what's the collabs we have? God damn it. I mean, it is funny that like EREN and Meliodas have the same voice actor. So I basically have two Meliodas in my team. But Zeldris also has the same voice actor, so you can have 3 of them as well. Man, I'm pretty sure there is a character in the game from a collab with Jotaro's voice actor. I'm just not remembering. God damn it. Anyways, it's irrelevant, okay? It's irrelevant. In our collab, listen, I've been thinking, bro, we need a Gintama collab. Freaking KOF got a Gintama collab, and they are from Netmarble. Gintama got a collab, or KOF got a collab with Gintama, and KOF. The only reason why KOF was even a collab with somebody since the first place was because Netmarble has a KOF game, so they own part of the IP, and they have the rights to use the thing. So if they got permission for one game, they should get permission for others very easily, right? I watched a few episodes of Gintama, and I think it would be a huge collab because Gintama is so popular. Ah man, I love collabs, but the only part that's bad about collabs is that the characters end up being so exclusive, and I think that's why they're a little bit more reluctant. That's the word, right? I think that's why they're more scared to do them as often these days, because they are so exclusive. Like you can't get EREN right now. Like you just can't. And they had 2 collabs back to back once, the ReZero and the American one, the Stranger Things. And people were like, bro, you're releasing all these like exclusive characters back to back like that. That's not cool, Maybe that's why they're more reluctant to do it. They could have. There's no way they couldn't like strike a deal because, with collabs in games like these, it's like it doesn't become that much of an issue when the character is that exclusive, honestly. But because the game ends up bringing these characters, they're so good. Like Emilia is legitimately still broken. She's still like stupid good. Like every person who doesn't have Emilia that sees her in PvP is like, bro, why can't I have this character? She's like dumb, right? So I think that ends up being a problem because PvP is such a big part of the game. With characters like EREN, which are terrible, it's like not as big of an issue, I guess. Because no one cares they don't have EREN. It's like you never see him in PvP. A lot of people probably don't even know Eren's in the game unless they enable that part on the settings that allows you to see collab characters that you don't have. So probably like, a lot of new players probably don't even know Eren's in the game, or you know, Slime. You know, that's a collab that hasn't happened. What happened to Slime? We got leaks for a Slime collab a while ago, before the Slime game even came out. What happened to that? Oh yeah, right here I used Eren's ult gauge remove to take off the ultimate gauge, which is very useful because he got a revive, right? So he would revive with half his HP. So I didn't want to, you know, just kill him and then have him have half HP because he would do so much damage. I wanted to, you know, kill and then do as much damage as possible so he can go back to being super low on HP and stuff like that. I haven't really explained much of my strategy going in here because I don't think this is a team anyone should copy, if I'm being honest. I've done with this team so many times, right? The Meliodas, Margaret, Matrona team. And you know, this one was just more of like a joke run, right? Because the team is so good. This combination of these three characters is so good that you can put in a lot of characters as a fourth and it would work. Like, I'm not saying every character because Eren was somewhat useful, you know, to go for ultimate gauge. His amplifiers are decent. He can full heal. You know, it's not like he's completely terrible. But he's not great, right? So if I could put like a Red Askener here, I can put like a lot of characters here, and it would still work, especially if they have single target skills. You know, Eren has a single target skill, so that actually enabled my Meliodas to get his passive going. But yeah, Eren beat stage 3. Who would have thought?